want young kids to be able to get married. A guy named Mike Moon, who was a state senator there in Missouri, the Show Me state, doubled down. This is one of these guys, one of these right-wing dudes who wants to ban care for transgender kids, but wants them to get married. He thinks that the age of 12 is a pretty good age to get married.
I've heard you talk about parents' rights to raise their kids how they want. In fact, I just double-checked. You voted no on making it illegal for kids to be married to adults at the age of 12 if their parents consented to it. You said actually that should be the law because it's the parents' right and the kids' right to decide what's best for them, to be raped by an adult.
Do you know any kids who have been married at age 12?
I don't need to.
I do. And guess what? They're still married.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Case closed.
Oh, so.
That's that guy's logic.
And they're still married. It's almost like it's abusive and
Yeah,
that they're afraid to.
They're still married.
They can't have any other skill. Still married, so it must be an okay thing to do. Oh, what a piece of garbage.
Not
this
only
guy
that,
is.
but how many married 12-year-olds does this guy know?
I mean, probably
even
a lot.
if you knew one 12-year-old who was married, that would be an anomaly. That would be just an anecdotal evidence. They're still married. So, yeah, listen. There you go, in Missouri. But again, when people say that these nut jobs have never cared about actually protecting kids, that's what they're talking about. It's never, ever been about protecting kids. Because they'll tell these people, look, you're trying to outlaw medical care for trans teens or whatever. That makes the suicide rates skyrocket. They don't care. Couldn't care less. They'll focus on putting doctors in jail. Mm-hmm. So, you know. Oh, you got a 10-year-old that got raped? They don't care. Drive to Illinois for an abortion. We don't care. The only thing they don't want to control, by the way, is guns. All the other stuff.
Control it. Yeah.
Your body, your books, your kids, all that stuff.
Ban it.
Ban
Cancel it.
Right. Only thing they don't want to have any control over at all is guns. Books and drag queens. That's the big danger to your kids, not bullets. That's why I can't blame this lady in Spain who went and lived in a cave for 2 years. Did you see this woman come out of the cave? Just to get some peace and quiet. Yeah, this cave lady over in Spain spent 500 days alone in a cave with no human contact. And she said she loved it. Now, it's not like she was, she was getting food sent down to her. I don't know what the Spanish version of DoorDash is. She was constantly complaining that her food was too lukewarm, and she refused to tip. No, her name's Beatrice Flamini, and she wanted to do an experiment to study our internal clocks, our circadian rhythms. We were talking earlier in the week about how increasingly state to state, they're seeing solitary confinement as an inhumane way to incarcerate somebody. This lady wanted to see how she would react to extreme isolation. And they monitored her. Come on. Are we done yet? Mm-hmm. They monitored her. They watched her. They kept an eye on her. She was alone in a cave 230 feet underground for 500 days. She's 50. So when she went in that hole, pandemic was still going on. There was no war in Ukraine yet. Queen Elizabeth was still alive. She celebrated 2 birthdays in there, but didn't know it was her birthday. She didn't have clocks or calendars. She said she tried to keep track at the beginning, but stopped around day 65. And when they came to get her, since she didn't really have any concept of, she stopped counting the, days. She didn't realize that she'd been down there that long. They said, how long do you think you've been in there? And she said, about 170 days. And they said, you've been in there for 500 days. She didn't have TV, couldn't read the news. They would send food down to her And she would send buckets back up with her,
Oh,
Feces.
with her poop and pee. With her pee and poo-poo.
you think she's going to live to 108, 109?
I don't know. I hope somebody gave her a pee and poo-poo t-shirt. Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Put in your little pockets. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Money, that's money. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
So I think that this woman's lucky that she didn't go nuts because she said it was great. Another person might not have fared so well after 500 days because they were like, how'd you pass the time? She drew and she was knitting and exercising and read a ton of books. This all sounds like heaven. But also, if things went south for you, you don't want to be down there with a couple of big knitting needles. And she basically didn't talk to anyone the entire time. So she's getting back into the frame of mind of just having conversations.
This is really going against the whole solitary confinement thing they were talking about earlier in the week. She handled it like a champ for
She loved
500
it.
days.
Yeah. Here's this lady coming out of the cave. She's a mountaineer or something, so she kind of knows her way around intense situations.
No sé lo que ha pasado en el mundo, no sé, o sea, yo he salido de la cueva, me han montado
That's
en
pretty good for her.
han
Been
hecho las
2 years in a cave.
But she's 50.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
She's not getting that direct sunlight.
Yeah.
He just,
no tengo ni
I have
idea,
no
pero
idea what
para mí
happened,
sigue
she said.
siendo
For me,
21
it's still November 21st,
de
2021.
2021 y al ver-
All I know is I sent up a bunch of poop and pee. They sent down my food. I sent up my pee and poo-poo.
veros a todos con mascarilla,
My
para mí
caca.
sigue siendo COVID.
So there's, if you're watching, there's her exercising in the cave. She's got like some tea bands or whatever.
De mi casa.
Here is my living room.
Voy a mirar qué
You
fe-
can't tell me there's not bugs down
Buah,
there.
ahí está el velero.
Well,
It's a cave, yeah.
it's a cave, yeah,
Qué
but
belleza.
No.
to her it was beautiful.
Mhm.
She was reading and writing and drawing and knitting, and who knows what kind of. Can you imagine if she brought a creature out with her?
Ugh.
Sí es cierto
Is
que
it true that there have
ha
been
habido
difficult moments
difíciles,
for
sí
you?
es cierto que ha habido momentos
And there
muy
have been some
bonitos,
very nice moments as
y
well.
ambos,
Because if again, she was being monitored the whole time, so if something had gone wrong, they could have gotten her out. It's not,
But
like it's not like she had to cut her arm off. Or anything,
Yes, but
you
how
know?
quickly can they respond if you're how far deep down was she?
She was a couple 100 feet down.
So if let's say if
But
a
I think
cave
they were.
starts to
I'm sure.
collapse,
I'm sure they had a. Well, no, it was like a.
Hmm?
I imagine that they probably did some advance work. It's not like they were walking around and she goes, "I'll just get in this cave." I think it was an impromptu decision.
claustrophobia,
Guys,
man.
I can't handle this conversation anymore. I'm going to go into this cave for the next 500 days. But boy, given the state of things up here, last thing you could do is blame her. Who the hell could blame her? Is it true that there are people who want 12-year-olds to marry? Yes, unfortunately it is. In Missouri. Missouri loves company. Alan, how often do you think she pleasured herself in the cave?
it's the Cave of Wonders.
It defines the little man in the cave.
The Cave of Wonders. Maybe not at all. Right?
Ugh, because it'd be so dirty.
Well, also, there are some people that don't do that.
I don't trust those people.
I dated a girl who had never done it.
Yeah, I don't trust people like that.
You don't trust people who don't masturbate? What's trust got to do
Because
with
I
it?
either think they're lying or they've done something worse. Like I had a roommate. I had a roommate that was he was Hindu and he never tossed off. And I just would always ask him, I'm like, "You sure you're not lying to me?" He's like, "No, I've never done it." I'm like, "You never had an urge to do it?" He's like, "Well, I've never done it, so you don't know what you don't know, what you're missing because you've never tried it." I'm like, "Not even when you were like a teenager, you didn't even know what you were doing wrong." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "You never." I did. He's a cyborg. That's a subhuman person. Where you don't have the
cyborg.
urge.
Subhuman. Been a minute.
Hey, what's up, Poundcake?
You got a cold?
Yeah, I'm not feeling so great.
Oh, were you down in the cave too?
Oh, I've been in a cave.
Well-
I saw you sleeping a lot last week.
Yeah, I was sleeping a lot.
You know I don't hang around so I can watch you sleep, sucker.
Well, you didn't follow me all the way to Niagara Falls, neither.
Oh, I did. You didn't see me floating around?
No, there was no bags there. It was actually pretty clean. I was surprised.
So I was hiding pretty well then, because I saw what was going on over the falls. I saw everybody getting wet.
Yeah, you did.
Everybody got wet up at the falls.
Made of the mist, what was it called?
Yeah, it is made of the mist.
Yeah, he was made of mist, all right. Oof.
Yeah.
I watched what happened. You and your McSteamy playing around.
Mm-hmm.
You were sleeping way too much for, as far as I was concerned last week. I came by to see what was going on, and you were sleeping.
Well, that's what I do when I have time off, you know? It's relaxing. I'm like the old lady, like to take a nap. Do it as often as I can.
Yeah, but I'm not hanging out to watch old ladies wacky. You know what I'm around for. And so far, you've been letting me down.
I'm trying to keep my energy up.
Oh, come on, man. You think I got time to follow you up to Canada all the time?
You ain't got nothing but time.
I do not. I don't even like Canada. That's too close for my taste.
Well, I didn't go over the border. I just went up by there. I could see it.
I saw your hand go over the border. I saw what happened.
Yeah, you did see that.
Yeah, I did. Pow, pow, pow.
Whatever.
I saw the whole thing, homie.
You've been stepping out. Clearly, if you have other people to attend to other than me.
But I still have my favorites. And summertime's coming. I'm going to be a lot busier when summertime comes. People are wearing more shorts, more easy access. 1 minute you're jogging and sitting in the park. The next minute,
Y'all pent up.
comes flopping out. And that's when I'm going to be there. I'll be right behind. I'll be blowing in the breeze.
Okay. Well,
I'll be stuck in a tree, but I'll still be watching.
okay.
I saw somebody took a picture of a little ghost bag statue in the window there at your work.
Just like you, it vanished.
And it vanished. Somebody stole it.
You're a hot commodity.
Very disappointed. Well, thank you. I am hot. I do appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you having other options and still choosing me. It makes me feel wanted.
Well, you know what I like. But I'll tell you what, summertime's coming. I might not be so attentive anymore. You better play your cards straight.
Well, I'm getting more toned, and I need to build up. You know, my libido will go up. It should, right?
Yeah, I guess. Libido. I don't even know what that is.
Me neither.
What's... Oh, God. I'll talk to you later on.
Bye.
He knows what his libido is, doesn't he? That's one of the big selling points of getting in shape. Is they go, hey, it's going to help your libido.
Has it helped your libido, Poundcake?
Yeah, he's got a new McBoyfriend.
Yeah,
It has
right.
to have helped his libido.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm in it, but like, sometimes it's like, do I want to get down or do I want to go to sleep? And sometimes naps win.
Naps over sex.
Well, because sex takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of stamina, and you know, especially if you do it right. You know, it's a labor intensive.
Well, not a- yeah,
It's-
but not a-
hey, it's laborious.
He did it!
Hey! Everything
Not
coming-
everything has to be an Olympic trial, though.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean,
it is. Oh, yes, it
not
is.
Quickie
always.
ones. You can do some quickies.
Yeah.
Well, no, not.
All right.
Yeah,
He's got to go for the gold every time, is what he's saying.
it's
Because you never know. Yeah, but if you have a boyfriend, under normal circumstances, you blow out all the tricks because you don't know if there's going to be a command.
blow out all the tricks.
Well, you don't know if there's going to be a repeat performance
but
requested. But you got
the problem is I haven't had consistent sex for a long time. That's the problem.
I understand.
I had.
And now you got some regular D.
Yeah, so it's different getting into the groove, and you're right. It's going to be there for a while. So I want to perform when I do get it, and then I don't want to just be too eager. I'm like, okay, I'll take a nap. I'll get you when I wake up.
I'll take a nap. I got to store up some energy.
Yeah.
Well, it peaks in your 20s. That's why you got to take care of yourself, and you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, but I think I missed a point where, like, because I feel like 27 I peaked. Like, I lost a lot of sex drive at 27. That's when I went crazy. My ears was popping. I started